Shadowhunters, welcome to JerAwards. Today we're going to do our Season 2 recap for Shadowhunters. Came and went 20 episodes, but I'm just going to be honest with you. The second season of this show felt like it was 2 or 3 seasons put together. I mean, that first 10 episodes compared to the last 10 episodes was all just like its own entity. It was like 2 different seasons put in one, with all kind of following the same story. But I think why the season feels as long as it felt is because it's all story. What I mean by that, like, compared to the year plus we just spent watching Supernatural would be like story, 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 filler, 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 story, story, story. But with the filler part of it, like, they had parts to move the story forward, but it was sprinkled in. So mainly of it was just like a monster of the week thing. Now, Shadowhunters does that as well. There is moments of just like, oh, well, you killed somebody this episode. Psych, no, you didn't. Or this person's still alive. Psych, no, they're not. They do seasons worth of stuff within a single episode, like the Vampire Diaries used to do in those first few seasons. And that's probably why those seasons also felt longer than what they actually did. So Shadowhunters season 2, compared to the first season, just felt 1,000 times longer. And that's not a complaint because it told a good story over the course of it, even if the story was pretty similar to Star Wars in some regards. But let's just get into it. So if you are new here, feel free to subscribe. Daily content. If there's a day, there's a reaction. All 20 episodes, this, that, and the other, is over on Patreon. Links to that will be in the description box down below. And Jerry doesn't have to go behind the scenes. We're gonna do like a brief mini recap, and then we're gonna do the JerAwards for season 2 here for those 20 episodes that we've spent watching. So season 2 has wild quality of life changes. They changed the way the runes look on the skin, even the ringworm circle and all that other bullshit. They even went as far as changing the way that the seraph blades look. They're now no longer light, bright, glow-in-the-dark sticks. They're actual swords that have rune markings on them. They look a lot cooler. Changed some things up with characters, changed the way some characters dressed. I agree with some people in the comments. In the first season, it seemed like they over-sexualized Izzy at every turn they could. And this season, they actually gave her some character work to go with. And at times, it felt like they didn't have places for her to go. But it still was a lot better than what they were doing with her throughout the first season. So, kick things off, Valentine has the cup, right? It doesn't really work the way he thought that it would. Whatever. The cup felt useless. They spent the whole first season trying to find it. They get it, and it's just, I really didn't give a shit. Also, we have the whole thing, Clary and Jace, brother and sister thing, relationship over, blah, blah, blah. Jace has to deal with this, holy shit, this guy was my dad, this Falcon story, you know, this is crazy. Jace still has feelings, even despite what happened between him and his sister. Alder Tree's there for the first half. It doesn't show up in the second half whatsoever, despite the fact that I feel like there was way more for his character to do. Again, they didn't really have nothing much to do with Izzy. She gets addicted to vampire blood at some point throughout the season. Yen Finn, through Alder Tree, it gave her something to do. It gave her character some depth, but like, it also felt unnecessary just as much. There was also a small relationship with Izzy, with Raphael, that kind of came and then went again, and then Raphael was only in a couple episodes in the second half of the season. Alec almost dies, but Jace saves his life when he was in prison, and then he got out of prison, and there was a whole thing about that. I can't remember. Valentine did end up breaking him out, trying to get him to his side, but he ends up staying, and Alder Tree releases him from prison with the Silent Brothers, and there's another mortal instrument, that's the Mortal Sword. Mortal Sword is used if touched with somebody with angel blood, aka Clary. They could wipe out all of the Downworlders, and that's not what happens. Instead, you know, Valentine's been telling Jace this whole time that he has this demon blood. He was an experiment, but he lied. He's not his father. He doesn't have demon blood. He has angel blood. His real father is a fucking Herondale, whatever. So Jace and Clary aren't really brother and sisters, but after they done stopped finding that out, fucking Simon moved in, finally got with his best friend, and it's a whole fucking thing. He uses the sword, kills a bunch of Downworlders. Valentine does, that is, after Jace touches it, and it's just a whole thing. So yeah, Clary and Simon date, they kiss, come back. As scatterbrained as this is, it's just small mini notes because there was so much story. I can't sit here and go over all of it. Just some of the big things. Sealy Queen They go see her. She's like, you need to kiss the one you truly desire. Clary ends up kissing Jace instead of Simon. Simon breaks up with her immediately, goes back to Maya, made the right call, should have been with Maya in the first place. We get introduced to a new character named Sebastian. Just kidding. It's the other fucking Jonathan, who also kisses his sister. Uh, so Sebastian's not Sebastian. It's a whole thing. Jace kills Jonathan. Valentine kills Jace. Clary kills Valentine. They use the mortal instruments. Valentine does. Summons the angel. You get one wish. Clary kills Valentine, drops her blood in, wishes for Jace back. Like you said, bringing somebody back comes with complications and problems. Jace is struggling towards the end of season 2. Luke's new partner knows he's a werewolf. And then all the mortal things are gone. And Simon's with Maya. Jace and Clary seem to be back together. Alec and Magnus had a little falling out that got resolved. Simon actually lied to everybody. He's actually with the Sealy Queen. No idea what she even wants. They introduce really cool things like the Iron Sisters and Cleophas, who we see for 20 seconds, and then it's Luke's sister, and then she says like 4 words of dialogue, and then blah, blah, blah. That sounds like gripes, but it's a really good season. I just don't have all the notes here to go in depth about this is the intricacies of the entire season, because I didn't make episodic notes, just overall off the top of my head, some things I wrote down before starting to record this. The mortal instruments are gone. I think that's the big question. Where do we go from there? There's no mortal instruments. Is it just going to be the Sealy Queen versus the Shadowhunters? Downworlders versus Shadowhunters? Is Demon Blood or something now within Jace? Because there was a parallel between him and Jonathan Sebastian. And then that lady comes at the end when he said mother, which made me think of Jocelyn. But if it's the mother of demons, then they could go with the actual lore thing, and it could be Lilith. That seems like a stretch. I feel like it's too many shows in a row that has Lilith in it, but a lot of good things. I just don't know what's going to happen the next season. We don't have Valentine. Like, who's our antagonist? Is it just going to be Jonathan? Like, is he going to get resurrected by Lilith? Because I don't care that much, but I think Izzy and Raphael need to bite the bullet and just go ahead and get together. Even though he doesn't care about the physical side of things, he's much more emotional and that sort. How do the werewolves react? How do the warlocks react? I don't know. But this season, like I said at the end of the last episode, is leaps and bounds better than season 1. Fucking leaps and bounds better. Really, really, really good season. And yeah, I just look forward to seeing what happens in the next one. I don't have any real gripes about the season, other than I wish at the end with the whole Parabatai thing, they put more emphasis on the fact of how much it was affecting Alec. Because we saw how much it was affecting Jace when Jace saw Alec was dying, essentially, and now we have the roles reversed. I just wish we would have saw more, like I expressed at the end of, that episode. But so yeah, I think with that, that's it. Everything else was solid, which means we can turn our attention over to the goddamn JerAwards. So we're gonna kick things off like we always do with our favorite episode. Your nominees: Episode 3, Parapatai Lost; 4, Day of Wrath; 6, Iron Sisters; 7, How Are Thou Fallen; 8, Love is a Devil; 10, By the Light of Dawn; 13, Those of Demon Blood; 14, The Fair Folk; 15, A Memory Problem, or Problem of Memory, excuse me. Look at that. Fucked that up. Bad memory. 18, Awake, Arise, or Forever Be Fallen, or Be Forever Fallen. And then 20, Beside Still Water, which was the finale. I think I'll go with episode 10, which is By the Light of Dawn. And the reason we're picking that one, that mid-season finale, the sword getting activated, all the revelations, twists and turns, you're not the father, blah, 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 all of that. Solid. So season 2, episode 10. Favorite scene? Season 2, episode 6, Alec and Magnus playing pool together. Simon helping Luke. From 2-7, Alec giving Magnus a gift. From 2-13, Magnus shutting down Dot's kiss attempt, saying that he was in love with Alec. From 2-15, Simon breaking out of the police car. 2-16, family dinner. 2-18, Alec telling Magnus he was beautiful, even in the flashbacks with his cat eyes. 2-18, Clary stabbing Jonathan on sight. And 2-20, Alec and Magnus making up. All good stuff. But the family dinner and the way that Simon and Maya gelled together and bounced off of each other, oddly enough, that was my favorite scene. Most heartbreaking, Welky's death from 2-4. Jocelyn's funeral in 2-5. Izzy's addiction in 2-6. As well as Luke's emotions. From 2-12, Magnus being tormented, mistaken as Valentine. 213, Alec taking Magnus's hair. 214, Simon watching Clary kiss Jace. 217, Magnus being lied to. 218, Maya's backstory, or from the finale, Jace's death. But the most heartbreaking thing was Magnus being tortured while they thought that he was Valentine, and the flashback of him being a kid calling out for his mama, dude. Get the fuck out. I didn't need to see that. Funniest scene, we'll say the winner last on this one. Simon trying to hug Jace was solid in 211. Jace getting a shot poured on his crotch, 213. 217, Luke giggling at Simon talking about Maya. 219, Jace talking shit to Jonathan while he's being choked out. But the winner was from 26, and that was Magnus telling Alec 17,000. I would have had to go take a bath in a fire pit. Ain't no way. Favorite kiss, we had Luke and Jocelyn on here. We had Alec and Magnus. There was a bunch of good ones from them. We had Jason Clary from post-death. But I think my favorite kiss was the first kiss between Simon and Maya because it was long overdue. Kissy, kissy, smoochy, smoochy. Shout out Simon and Maya. Which means we can roll into favorite kill. We had Alec banishing Azazel in 212. Izzy killing Kaylee in 213. Jace killing Jonathan in 219, which was nice, but it seems like that's more of like a resurrection thing that's going to happen. So that was my favorite, but I'm going to wipe that off the board and give it to Clary killing Valentine because it was stab, stab. Phenomenal. Favorite quotes from 2.6. If you fail to grant time for the things you care about, you'll forget why you're even fighting at all. Magnus to Alex. Alec. Why'd I put Alex like that? Solid quote. Favorite friendship, we're going to give to Alec and Jace. Yeah, they had some rough patches, but at the core of the whole Parapatai thing, I think it's needed. My favorite ship is not going to be Alec and Magnus this season, even though it's right there. They try to pull them apart too much. I'm going to give it to Simon and Maya because I wanted it to happen from the get-go, and it actually happened, and I'm happy for it. So, break the monotony. Simon and Maya for favorite ship for this season. Least favorite character is fucking Sebastian/Jonathan because I didn't care. Like, I liked him leading up to it, but post, I didn't give a shit. Most underrated is always going to be Magnus, I feel like. And that goes hand in hand with the favorite character, which is also Magnus. You're welcome. When it comes to naming our season 1 we entitled The Holy Grail, which was the search for the cup. In season 2, we're calling it From the Heavens, which was summoning the angel. And for the finale, we called it We Have an Army, which was Val with the cup and all that stuff and his people. Season 2 finale, we're calling From the Ashes. We have From the Heavens and now From the Ashes. Jace coming back, Jonathan potentially coming back, the mother killing Valentine, all these things, all these ashes, getting the mortal mirror from the ashes. See what I did there? It's pretty cheeky. Just for Patreon peeps, for your D20 results, your most rolled number was number 19, rolled 4 times. Highest number and lowest number was 20 and 1, both rolled once respectively. Double digits beat single digits, 57 to 43%. And then evens beat odds, 53 to 47%. The only number we rolled back-to-back was in episodes 18 and 19, was the number 9. And then the numbers not rolled through the season was 7, 13, and 18. And that takes us to our final thing here for this whole little wrap-up for Season 2. That's our In Memoriam. Rest in peace, rest in dirt, rest in piss to the following people. Random Circle members: Reggie, Maria, Gretel, Welky, Micah, Jeremiah, Hodge, Jocelyn Fairchild, the Crow twice, Arat, Sister Magdalena, I don't remember how to say her name, Eva, all the creatures from the sword, Lockhart, Kaylee, Heidi, Daniel Quinn, Magnus' stepfather, Sebastian Verlac, Duncan Armstrong, Elliot Norse, Dot, maybe? Jonathan Christopher Morgenstein, aka Sebastian, aka Hot Dog, Jace brought back, and then Valentine. That's your list. That's a RIP, however you want to spin it. Again, another short recap because there's a lot going on. Just 20 episodes, though. Not a whole lot of nominees and things to list and give out because it kind of was like, oh, when it popped up, let's make a note of it right then and there. And yeah, I like Season 2. I'm looking forward to Season 3. And to put in perspective, we have 20 episodes left, about a week or two of wrap-ups, and then we can actually get into our next show after that, which is kind of crazy to think about. So hopefully Season 3 has a good wrap-up, and we can have an even better recap, because the first recap for this was ass. We can have a better recap than this, and we can go on about our business and get into some more shows. So far, Shadowhunters has been great. You can let me know your own JerAwards and stuff in the comment section down below. Links and everything will be down there as well. Playlist will be up on screen. And as always, stay cute, stay hydrated, and I'll catch you on the next one.